You're giving him a headache. Let's go.
What about my sweat equity?
Oh, he's leaving.
Sweat equity.
Yeah.
Sweat equity. My sweat equity. My sweat equity.
Okay.
What about my sweat equity?
Wow, real smooth, Law. What are you trying to do?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you put your lappy toppy on there on the little thing. That
we
looks
started
great.
aggressively, and I didn't want to. I looked at the angle on video, so no one knows what you're talking about on audio. But on video, we have our laptops out. It doesn't look really exciting when you do flip through.
I know, but I have to have it.
I'll go with producer John Paul.
I can't do my drops without it, and I don't trust anybody else to do it.
Okay.
The laptop stays.
Okay.
Stays.
Okay. I'm just saying when we get a new table, maybe we do the radio style panels where it's a little bit hidden, you know? Oh my God.
If anything, I want to
Your
get a
face
bigger
is like,
computer. I want to put that big iMac in front of here.
I'm just saying if you're
50 inch.
if you're scrolling
Look,
by
your face.
and you see this video and you see two dudes with laptops, yeah, I agree. I'm trying to give credit where credit's due. John Paul of Tampaniac Pictures Behind the Glass. You want to let him hear your voice?
Chime in. No, he doesn't.
Yes, thank you. Finally, you guys are finally with me on the laptop thing.
Well, I am.
What, did you not hear me? The laptop stays.
We can get you like a little soundboard keyboard, like a little one. Like a little tiny one with
So
colors.
help me God, I'll go into debt buying the biggest computer screen you've ever seen in your entire life.
Now we have because one Mevo camera's out, we have like an upskirt shot right up your nose hair.
My nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
How are they looking? I trimmed them.
Do
you
you?
trim your nostrils?
I do when there's one poking out.
When you finally get the red flag to do it, you're like, oh shit, this is a nightmare.
Yeah, and then my eyebrows, I get like one really long one for some reason.
Oh yeah.
But he's just like chilling like a flag.
Oh yeah. I've had John Paul pointed out to me numerous times.
Yeah, you got
it.
it.
Bothers him so much. My face has to stay
What about
perfect.
your eyebrows? You got some wily eyebrows.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? That's what we're talking about.
Expressive eyebrows. Let's just keep it calm, guys. There's some tension
I am
between you
fired
guys.
up.
There's some tension going on. I don't know what's going on with you guys. You guys have been BFFs for a while, so
it's all shtick.
Sure,
it's all sticky.
I want to say thanks to Dave Williamson and Bert Kreischer for letting me hang out in the green room for the Body Shots World Tour for Bert Kreischer's tour. It was pretty sweet. I felt pretty awkward.
Did you come in it?
I did.
Good.
I definitely
What you're
did.
Supposed to do.
I'm glad. I was like, why don't you come with me, Eric? And I'm glad you didn't because of your insight into that. Because I was like kind of the last guy in kind of thing in this green room. It's like his family's there.
Just kind of like
then I'm like,
in, step to the side and just be quiet.
And I know my parents know his parents in a weird, because South Tampa's kind of like an incestuous pretzel like that. And so I'm like, yeah. And I'm like,
yeah. And you also knew more than one person in that room.
I walk in and see the biggest DJ in Tampa, who's Mike Calta, and of the Mike Calta show on 102.5. Whoever your biggest radio personality is in your town, that's who I walked right into, him and his son. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, I know him. Like, he knows who I am, but like, he knows me as the guy who opens for Bert, I think. But
it's not so bad.
No, I'm cool. No, I'm totally cool with that. But then I felt like out of place. Like, Bert's asking me questions to be nice and like almost in that hosty kind of way of like having a Super Bowl party. Like, are you good? You need anything? I'm like, Bert, don't worry about me, man. I feel bad like being in here. And so that was really cool of him, and Dave to sneak me in there. And then I spilled brisket juice all over myself like an asshole.
That's good.
They had a grill right outside the front of the bus, parked outside, and like there's a chair next to it. So I was just chilling outside the theater, and I saw like 10 people sit in the chair and take a picture next to the grill,
right
next to the tour bus, and I'm like, that's not good. Like, there's no way you can just like, with insurance and everybody suing and like
leave this fireball sitting out there.
My dad senses kick in. I'm like, this is probably not a good idea to have this grill just hanging out. It was just going.
Yeah, good for them, man.
I went on the tour bus. It was awesome, but it very jealous, jealous, not envious, because we learned the difference, right?
No, I don't know the difference.
Jealous is like, I want to
Go ahead.
get, you want to get there. Like, envious is when you try to take someone else down.
Huh.
Like, it's like jealousy plus
still
like
use
the
them,
negative.
I'll still use them interchangeably.
I know.
I'm not going to be like taking the time to, find out the object of the sentence, whatever you're talking about.
No, that's why my therapist called me a perfectionist, because I try to figure out the right term, and I just was like, no, I just like being specific in argument.
I'm not a perfectionist.
I'm not at all.
I'm specific. Thank you.
I think
it's a very big difference. And
I think
talk about it.
comedy's funnier if you're the more specific choice you make.
That's true. Yeah.
And lately I've been arguing a lot on the home front, so I felt like I've been kind of an armchair attorney, social attorney.
Yeah.
To bring that sketch back. I want to talk about video ads again. We kind of didn't do it justice the first time.
Okay.
I want to film some today in here.
Okay.
Even if they're not good.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Better to get something out there, even if it's a 5 to 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, this goes back. I mean, we just did a podcast a couple episodes ago about just the barrier to doing these things, where it's always worse in your mind than you think, and then we don't buy into our own bullshit.
Well,
but it really is. I mean, because the way we and anybody else would set it up is you get in as many tries as you want. Nothing has to ever be perfect.
Right. The beauty of video ads, too, is that if it's not that great, you just kill the campaign. You do that a lot with creative. So if you break down advertising campaigns, if you've ever boosted a post on Facebook, you kind of have 3 parts to it. You have like the objective and the target audience. Like you're trying to get clicks, or you're trying to get people to buy something within your Facebook page, maybe.
Go to your website, call you. It gives you all these options.
Call to action, all that stuff. And then you have, or video views. You can just kind of build up that brand awareness and then build up those audiences to retarget.
Right.
That's a little more advanced. You can hit us up if you want that kind of lesson. But I'd say the second part is budget, defining that target audience, and kind of like going, okay, what's the geo area? What's the age? What's the demo? Just, you got to play like old school advertiser in that respect.
Yeah. What does your customer, your perfect customer look like?
And then the third part's the breakdown of the creative, like what's the post copy going to say, which don't make it too long because it's not going to be read anyway.
1 minute tops on video ads for
tops,
sure. That's
unless
like
you're
a long
like
informational shit that you put on your website.
Yeah, unless you're like a lean in campaign or something like that, like something that's like huge and you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just look at everybody on their phones nowadays. I like to observe people, like what makes them stop. We've been kind of trained to kind of look at a news feed and be like, oh, what's that? So my big thing on video ads, go on Fiverr or go find on Envato Market, Envato, not a sponsor, but go on there and they have intro, like they're called either title cards or intros and outros for your video ads. Here's why this is important. The first half a second, I think, is vital.
Yeah.
I think it's really vital. So if you have some kind of animation, some kind of like cool graphic, don't go 3D because that looks corny to me. The cheap 3D stuff.
It depends. It all depends.
I don't know, man. Like, stay conservative, stay simple, but something that has like, just even if it's just a bunch of colors just washing by or something like that. Like something that's going to go, what's that? So that it stops. That is huge. That's the biggest thing, I think, for video ads that anybody listening can take. Go on Fiverr, spend $5. I think it's now not everything's $5, so it's like $20, whatever.
It's like the 5 and dime.
But still, I mean, that's still relatively cheap. You'd have to pay a guy 5 years ago, I don't know, a couple $100.
Yeah.
To get that done.
Yeah.
And you can just go do it yourself.
And there's all kinds of, we used Shaker with no E at the end because that's how all the apps are spelled.
They're Korean, so.
Oh, well, that's just a translation problem then. But you can literally plug in, you can make videos that they're templated out where you can do just text. Say you need to get a video out that day and you've got no content to work with.
Right.
Besides, words. You can still do it.
You can slap an image in there.
Image and video.
You can go on Unsplash or Pexels. PEXELS. And you can get free kind of licensed or royalty-free
stock
photos, and that's good for your website too if you need
Sure.
that. But you can just there's a lot of templated makers like that, like Shaker. If you need other alternatives, I've been going to alternative2.net. I think it's a Norwegian or Swedish site, but it basically shows you, hey, I like Shaker, but I don't love it. Is there
Right.
anything that's like this but better? Maybe better for me. Any app, anything on the computer, you can go to Alternative 2, and it'll show you a bunch of it'll rank all of them too.
They've actually got a Chrome extension that you can pop up there, and it'll pop up.
I don't love it. I don't know why. I remember.
Of course, you already knew about it.
Yeah, bro. I'm all about that extension, son.
I'm sorry!
But I'm saying you could go on my favorite Product Hunt, and it'll give you alternatives, but
Yeah.
only on desktop. If you go on the mobile app, it's not going to do it for you. I don't know why, but that's how it rolls.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with video ads. I talk to a lot of people, the people who don't understand that either they don't understand the internet, they hate technology, they're over 50, they have been burned by a creative company or something like that, or an ad company, ad agency. All these people, they don't think advertising works, or video advertisement doesn't work.
Right.
And they're like, it doesn't work for our industry. And I go, well, do you hire employees? How many employees do you have? Because that might be a good way. There's more than just customers or clients or patients
Yeah.
to advertise to. I always talk about human capital is the biggest, that's the biggest cost most businesses have. And if you're at a bigger level and you're not really spending money to get the right people in there,
It's great. I mean, it's its own industry. Hiring
Sure.
people. I mean, we drove by that K-Force right near us over here in Ybor City, and it's just like this humongous giant building for this giant company, and it's like
all they do is
their-
recruiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy talk.
Yeah, and we're not that good at it, just in general, especially with like the white collar stuff. Blue collar stuff, you can kind of just tell if the person can do it.
Yeah.
White collar stuff is kind of like,
You a whiner.
there's a lot of people that are fake it till you make it. There's a lot of people that embellish the resume. I've
Yeah,
done
that's
a
a
lot
good
of
point.
phone calls as people's other boss, to give them kind of like
Yeah.
recommendation.
Right.
But I never lie. I tell them what they're good at.
Yeah, it is. You're right, though. The white collar stuff is one of those things that you can go 6 months before you realize the person's an idiot and had no idea what they're doing.
Right. And
They faked it through the interview.
this number sticks out in my head all the time. A bad hire is negative 300% ROI.
Mm-hmm.
Negative 300% ROI, because here's the deal. You train someone, they go through the training program, you get them up.
You're paying them the whole time.
Yeah, you're paying to teach them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I'm not really good at this at all.
Yeah. Plus, you're probably paying somebody to teach them.
So my thing is a push-pull strategy always with, if I have my druthers as far as doing a holistic marketing campaign for clients is, I want to bring people into your brand. I want you to have a waiting list of people that want to work at whatever your business is.
Right.
We have that here. I'm getting hit up a lot more. I haven't told you that. I get a lot of emails lately of people just looking for work and hitting us up through the website, which isn't something we push out there.
Yeah, we don't ever advertise with our website.
So that's kind of cool in a
Yeah,
way.
it's great.
That tells us we're on pace for what we need to do. But it's interesting. I want to bring people into what our world's about, and then when we go find that assistant, that project manager, whoever, when we get to that point, we want to do the personality part of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to get too far into this like hiring part, but
Yeah.
I mean, just don't always look at advertising as one thing. It's to bring in revenue. It can lower costs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's how I always see it.
Yeah.
Hit that profit margin, dog. Get that thing higher.
Yeah. In the video stuff, it's always going to catch your eye more than a picture will.
What else do we use videos for? Tutorials.
Yeah.
You could do it for the onboarding of people.
Lots of times, if you're set up right, it's easier to do a video like you do, that has captions that you can read, that it's easier to access sort of thing. But, I mean, the person that really helped me learn about, like, watching people watch things is our director and producer John Paul, because
Whoa!
he would. I mean,
now,
he and
now it's a compliment train.
in our business. I was always, it's good, and he would drill down and like he'll sit there and give it to somebody. I'm like, why are you always making people watch the videos? And he's like, it's so that I can watch them when they stop paying attention.
Yeah.
Like when do they hit that? Tap their finger to the screen to see how long the video is. That's the number one. It's like, okay,
it's like market research.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he has no comment on any of
He's
this.
smiling back there, loving this.
He's got tears running down his face.
Yeah, I was just soaking it in.
He's a crying Indian. Garbage around him.
That's true, though. I watch them for that point to see when their attention span, cuts out. But also, like, I'm just like feeling the vibe of them. Like, you can feel when somebody's concentrated and looking, and then when they're not feeling it.
Sure.
I don't know. It's just something you don't feel when you're watching it by yourself. Like, as a producer or editor, like,
attention spans are tough
feel
now.
The same things.
Yeah, I mean, like, people zone out really. We have like low grade kind of ADD because of the
society.
device, because of the phones.
John Paul, are you still feeling like you need to do that sort of thing, or do you think you've kind of trained yourself to realize, what's good and what's bad, or are you still asking people to watch your videos and watching them creepily?
No, I've always
Can I watch you?
kind of been an advocate of having the round table kind of thing and getting people's opinions, and I think that's really good. I mean, you've always
well
been
said.
like just Eric's just always been the type of person, like, if we think it's funny or you think it's good, then that's good enough.
Well, on a creative scale, there is a thing where you don't want to placate too much to a broad audience. If you think the creative, like if I did stand up and I always play, Joe Riga called it being the pandering bear, where you're always placating to like give it up for the troops
Not
and like
the pander bear.
Or is it pander bear as he calls it?
That makes I hope
Probably.
so, Joe.
But I mean, like, it's one of those things that if you just want to play to that, you can do it.
Yeah.
But you're kind of middle of the road, and you're not really taking any risk.
You're not bringing anything new to the table.
There's creative risk
playing it safe
with return on that too. We talk about with video ads, if you can make it funny, which most people can't, we can. But I'm confident about that. I'm kind of cocky about that.
Yeah, no, me
because
too.
like there's such a
I've seen
void
the other
of
ads.
bad ones.
I've seen them.
They can't edit comedy, but if you can make a funny video for your ad, that'll get organic shares. What does that mean? That means less money spent on your ad campaign.
Free advertising.
If you can get something funny that people share, that's whoa.
Yeah.
Is it a
We got
gunshot?
construction going on. Nope, just construction noises.
Okay, I don't
It's
know.
Okay, you're fine. You're okay.
You guys don't.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
If you can make
You
it
could
funny,
not be funny.
if you can make it funny, you'll get free advertising. It's that simple.
Yeah, people are way more likely to share something that's funny, and then probably motivational is probably after that.
Yeah.
I should look those stats up. But here's the part I want to get back to the beginning of this kind of rant about video advertising is that older executives don't think it works, and it works on them. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
Right. So the stat I pulled up was 65% of senior executives navigate to a site after viewing a related YouTube video. That's shockingly high if you think about senior executives. That's from the Single Grain in 2018 through the HubSpot statistics, if you want to type that in.
So you're saying they go to it later at a later time, or are they clicking ads and going straight to it? I feel like there's a delineation there.
There is. I have to look up the study. I just want to bring up a stat that at least backs up our kind of instinct on this.
Yeah.
We know it works. I want to give I'm going to try to give a little bit more stats on this show. Maybe at the top I might do that if I prepare.
I mean, if anything, you can always look to the people making tons of money on ads online, and like Facebook prioritizes video ads. You get it's a
You
better
can now get paid for
user experience to see a video, and they rank it up a little bit.
Do you know that?
What?
You can get paid like a YouTube
You can
celebrity.
monetize your Facebook videos. Oh, cool.
They just rolled it out. The one that's really interesting too, and we talk about this a lot off air, is the 2/3 of YouTube users use YouTube as like a second screen.
Yeah, that
while
is
they're
just-
watching TV,
that I
or
don't
vice versa.
understand that. I mean, that's got to be people under the age of 20.
That's
Maybe
YouTube
30.
users, so it skews younger, obviously. But I noticed when we walked across the hall into our preferred video partner and frequent guest, Damien Alpazar, his company 28 Monkeys. I walked in, and I saw his younger cats in there that he has doing a lot of the grunt work. They go to YouTube first.
Yeah.
We grew up with cable. You go to the cable box first, kind of thing. It's almost hard to deprogram yourself, pun intended, on that.
Yeah.
But they kind of opened my eyes, just like John Paul is observing, right? You have to kind of see it in your real life. It's like when I bought a house and my ex-wife went up to the guys flipping the house and was like, I want a kitchen like this, and brought up Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit. She's been holding on to that for like 5 years.
Right.
And that's when I was like, oh, Pinterest is the shit.
Okay.
You don't think so?
No, but yes, I love Pinterest. Pinterest.
Look, Pinterest for lifestyle stuff, great. Now you can do video advertising on that.
Yeah, it's great. You can post, you can schedule out Instagram video posts too now.
Yeah, and
through certain
you have
intermediaries.
You have IGTV, but I don't want to get fragmented. I don't want to get people freaking out that I got to be on Instagram TV or I need to be on this, and this. Just focus on start on one thing.
Yeah.
Facebook actually has pretty good walkthroughs if you can be patient and kind of go through the best practices.
Yeah.
They tell you how to be good at this.
No, yeah. Well, they all do.
I know.
Can stand the interface.
It's so weird, but it's like people are like, I did a boosted post, doesn't work. And it's like, okay, how much did you spend?
Yeah.
$5?
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to reach 1,000 people.
Well,
okay,
I mean,
that's a reach. That's impressions.
Also, there's a complication to all of it that, isn't so obvious where, Google does it. They all have like these ranking systems of what is important to them for making a good advertising experience. They all want to have people come in and advertise on their platform. So they set up these ranking systems where it's like for Facebook, if you have too much text on the screen, they knock you down a notch or whatever. And, they have all these different
images
things.
for sure.
Yeah.
Your image, your thumbnail matters a lot.
Yeah.
As far as people watching it if they don't have autoplay on.
Mm-hmm. And
so
there
there's
are
a science
different,
behind that.
Yeah, and they are a little bit different. So, if you are picking one and choosing one, be sure and learn best practices for these things because it's out there. Like you said, they want you to do good.
I would say the best thing to do is if you're doing your own brand or business, you don't have a big budget, you can do like your own kind of mini series of a podcast or just tutorials of something of whatever it is. Say you're our buddy at Bowie Fit over there in this office building. He's doing videos of just showing people how to work out.
Exactly.
Right? And he's going through he has longer ones if people want to see those, and then you can cut those down and make those into ads whenever you need
content.
And so, but you do that consistently. You keep that audience like he's providing information that's valuable. And so that part, then you can just trim it down later.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see, so the way we think about it is you do a creative or you're going to shoot something, see if you can do it so that you get like that interstitial 5-second one.
Mm-hmm.
Interstitial is that YouTube video. Geico's really good at this.
Yes.
As corny as they kind of are, if you really break down how, they're really, really good at the creative.
See, I think some of them are corny, and I think others are great.
I think they're great for what they are.
I guess I would bet they have multiple agencies working for them.
Like you guys love Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I've walked in here plenty of times, and you guys are like pants off watching JCVD.
Did you come in it?
Yes.
And you guys, it's amazing how many times I've walked in, and you guys are watching JCVD.
Hopefully every time.
But I was for y'all. That's good for what it is, right? That's an A+ for your expectations are.
We're not upset it didn't win an Oscar.
Right.
We know.
You know what you're getting into. So
we want it to be the worst. We start out, let's go as early JCVD as we could go because that's going to be shittier most of the time. He's done some new shitty stuff that's really great. But, yeah, it's I don't even know. You got me all fired up.
No, God, Jesus. You've never been this fired up on the podcast, ever. I would say
do you
it's like you
realize
just took roids.
How long we've been talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I don't know. How long have we known each other? 20 years?
I got a Facebook notification the other day where
From him?
He was involved somehow.
Did he kick you through it?
But we were watching it. Or no, it was the Christmas poster that we made for his movie idea that
John
we came up with.
Claus.
Yes.
A lot of
It
hours.
was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was a Photoshop picture. That was it.
I say bring that back.
I mean,
That's another thing. You can take old ideas and redo them.
people love that.
No, if no one saw that, which I'm betting, if I didn't see it,
No, it was all over.
but I'm saying like,
Jean-Claude has not done a Christmas movie.
Yes,
He needs to do that.
John Claude's people.
sounds like you
It's
need to go.
already written in our heads.
You need to get on petition.org or whatever it is
Yeah.
and start one. I bet that could get some traction.
Probably, really. There's millions of people like us.
You're like, I'm not political.
We could come
except for
out
now.
with a trilogy. It's like Christmas, Thanksgiving,
Easter.
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
He's
Yeah,
already got the
Easter.
Jesus complex.
Yeah.
If you've ever noticed, JCVD is on like a cross or in a cross Jesus shape way too often. Way more than
Jesus Christ
even-
venereal disease, JCVD. That should be one.
Okay,
Right,
yeah,
why
write it
not?
down. Write it down.
Why not? He hung out with whores.
Anyways, what
Think
were we
about
talking
it.
about video
Jesus
ads?
hung out with prostitutes. You could
Yeah.
go JCVD in JCVD.
as
As-
JC.
yeah. It
Oh my
writes
God.
itself, guys.
It does.
I
Oh my
mean,
God.
Passion.
Get Hollywood
of
on the phone.
JCVD.
He kicks through the rock that's in front of his tomb.
Yeah. He
I
flies.
bet.
He ascends
I
into
bet.
heaven as a dove, and then blows out of the dove.
Yeah,
Just-
doing a split into
Yeah.
heaven.
Oh man, this has a lot of legs.
I know.
A lot of roundhousing legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Two very flexible legs.
Here's what I would say. I would say try to make some kind of video content that is actually useful. Like really don't try to just make something that is here's where I get really frustrated with a lot of people is they try to make something really polished and it comes off as really corny and
Yeah,
tacky,
right.
They get really nervous if they're the person on camera.
Yeah, they got their suit all buttoned up.
It's like, bro, who told you you were good?
Yeah. Do you have an actor coming in that's
They're
going
like,
to do this good?
It's my business. It's like, yeah, we're telling you maybe you're not the on-air guy. for
Right. Not everybody's good at it, but you don't have to have a person either.
So
I mean,
here's how I'm going to try to go at it. I know I've done this on a previous episode, but just try to throw out some one-liners and maybe put them all together as an amalgam
Okay.
of just like
Let me
get the
crickets
get
ready.
the crickets ready. Well, just JCVD.
Sorry. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tested you on that one. You almost cricketed JCVD.
I stopped it.
Okay.
Let's hear these zingers.
Oh, I don't even have. I'm improv now.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus Christ.
For what? For video ads?
Yeah. What do we say? What do we say in meetings? That's all.
Give me a plumber video ad pun. That's an easy one.
A plumber?
Yes.
Are we going for plumbers?
You don't want to be in third place.
Damn, that's pretty good. Wait, hold on. Don't give yourself crickets.
No, I'm not giving myself. What the fuck happened there? My air horn. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
Anyways,
I would say don't let. Wait, this is good.
this is gonna be good.
This is hard on air. I'll tell you that much.
It was your
No,
idea.
no, because it's the crickets that it's fucking me up. All right.
Why? Here, just just act normal. I'll
Oh, just
I'll hold it way
You,
up high.
you're
right here.
holding your finger up above like the Grinch.
Yeah, I'm ready to smash her. Give it to me.
Don't let
Slowly going down. It's
don't
like
let the website company you hire
It's like the
put
Price
their
is Right.
tramp stamp on the bottom of it.
That was it.
That's it.
No.
That's an interstitial. We can make that better.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were going for puns. Didn't you say puns?
No,
Oh,
just something that's witty or something that it'll stick with you. I think pushing it to the line, right?
Mhm.
It's kind of how we talk anyway in a meeting.
yes.
We're not going to go as gross as we do on this show,
No.
but in a meeting, we're going to say like, your brand identity is more than the logo. Here's all the, talk to
Yeah.
us. Here's why,
Uh-huh.
kind of thing. You could do that kind of call to action that's not funny at all.
Right.
But we need to have something. If you can get something one line in
Something that
5
connects.
seconds, right?
Don't have your cousin do your website.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing.
We have
'Cause
an-
everybody's got their cousin who did their website.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's all. I mean, we could do that. There's tons for us.
You've
Can't think of any right now.
I had like a rebound boyfriend kind of thing with SEO companies. You've been burned by an SEO company. We're not going to burn you.
Yeah.
We're the good guys. We're the good boyfriend.
Yeah.
We won't hit you.
We're not trying
That's
to have
too
sex
long.
with you.
Yeah, way too long, but we can cut that down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going for those like, can we hit it in 5 seconds? And then we can just put all this together in a 20-second one if we have to.
Right. Well, I mean, not even
Over
that,
a theme.
because you're gonna have an intro, outro, throw your little logo up there at the beginning, 1 second, then you got a nice little 7-second ad.
Here's a bad one.
I gotta just so I put my fingers up.
We have a lot
keyboard
of
to do the
attorneys
crickets,
as
and
clients.
you freak out.
This is bad. You have a lot of attorneys as clients. A lot of small law firms are going to say, "Hey, you've been ripped off by another digital agency. Take that dagger out of your back, and let's use it so we could be sword and scalable." Thank you.
I mean, that
That-
just rolls right off the tongue.
That right there, sword and scalable. That should be a JCVD movie about him being a kick-ass attorney,
A kick-ass entrepreneur
just roundhouse kicking people in court.
trying to sell my coconuts.
Think about it, guys.
Yeah.
He's a
Does
criminal
Jean-Claude-
attorney.
I
Are
just
you-
wonder, does Jean-Claude sit around at home and think about all the missed opportunities that he could have had?
I don't know. We got to get this to his people.
He has lived his life to
He
the
already makes
fullest. Thank
5
you.
movies a year.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, what else is he gonna do?
I wonder if he still lives down the street from one of my good buddies in Marina Del Rey. We might have to get this to him. Perfect.
I don't like the whole thing.
What?
You get it. 2-minute warning.
Yeah. Why don't we have a 2-minute warning that sounds like basketball?
Is it? There's no 2-minute warning in basketball.
I know. I don't know how. Is that like NBA Jam? That whistle sounds like basketball whistle.
I don't know. That's a regular whistle. There's no like
See, these are
football and basketball whistles.
These are the little things with video ads that you can fight over in the editing process. Editing is hard too. You're better at this. You guys have more insight. I would say hire an editor if you're not good at it.
If you're trying to make it funny, that editor better be funny.
Funny or just efficient. Like
Yeah.
be quick in the pre-production and production so the editing isn't as hard.
Yeah, an easy video editing tip for comedy is you can never chop off too much.
Right.
Like, you think that little pause is like adding in a little bit extra of your acting? No. Cut that shit off. It's
Right.
just like boom, line, boom, line, boom, line, get to the point.
And bad audio.
If you've got a joke, fucking give them the joke. Don't hide the joke.
Yeah, shoot for coverage if you're shooting. That's kind of something everybody
Yeah.
kind of should know.
If you can
You know,
use the second camera, do it. That's great.
if you're going to do that sword and scalable line, just give me some credit.
Yeah,
But
we gotta worry
do it
about
like
that. Nobody's gonna do
do
that.
it like 10 times, so you get 10 different versions. So your editor wants to kill you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think an editor can appreciate if you're shooting the same thing and you have 2 cameras going, you can always use that to chop away.
Oh, and we're
way
going
I
to
was
do
talking about.
jump cuts, jump
Yeah.
cut editing, Parks and Rec style. So when you watch Parks and Rec and they go on these, they're called on the fly interviews in reality shows where they have someone kind of going over what just happened in Act 2 or Act 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're cutting the Parks and Recs one. What they do is they just do machine gun jokes, just like
Yeah.
set up, and then it's jump cut, jump cut, jump
Yeah.
cut. You see it a lot on YouTube. It used to be a bigger deal back in the day.
It's like
but
listing things or like a multiple answer to the question thing.
what it does is it keeps the attention of something that would just be a monologue. It keeps their attention by jump cutting to.
They
without
know
the
that another
breath.
joke is coming.
Right.
Boom.
Yep.
Well, if I don't like this one, I'll like the next one maybe.
Yep. That's a little trick. That's a pragmatic tip.
What about my sweat equity?
We'll see you next show.
Sweat equity.
SweatEquityPod.com.
My sweat equity.
I'm sweaty today,
My
boy.
sweat equity.
Get it.
What about my sweat equity?